Hello and welcome to OWXL League Challenger Tier Finals between first seed Crisis Red and third seed Danny DeVito. I'm your host Salt and Pepper, and incredibly excited to get this game kicked off. We got Raging Bull and Sarge BKL in the commentary with me. How you guys doing?
Like, great. It's great to be here.
I'm excited for this game, brother. We got Crisis Red, Danny DeVito here for the championship.
Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. And yeah, sorry for a little bit of a late start, but we are here and ready to go. Both teams in the lobby, and it's going to be Crisis Red as the higher seed picking the first map. Hanamura coming out from them. Pretty unique 2CP pick, but we've seen them pick Hanamura quite a bit, including in their semifinal game against, I believe that was Desert Legion Gaming, and had some success there. So a strong map for them, and looking forward to getting in there. So, like I said, both teams ready to go. Without further ado, we'll get you into Hanamura. What do you think we can expect from both these teams? What's really impressed you throughout the season so far?
I will say, from Dan and DeVito, going from starting off with the season when they first joined 0-3, going up from that, I don't think they've lost a single game since, or unless it's been very, very few. Just their ability to stay together has absolutely just amazed me so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I will echo that. Danny DeVito has looked very complete as a team. They stay together very well. They make team fights. They tilt them in their favor. They've done a fantastic job. Now, Crisis Red, though, we all know the names of Tajan on that team as well as Lucibro. So both of those players are two very high caliber players with the support of Mellow Yeti. Lucibro does play support as well. Wittycalf and Jay both playing the tank. They've both been playing very well this season too. So I expect this championship game to be a knockdown, drag-out game. Should be fun.
Yeah, I can echo those sentiments. I think the tank line for Crisis Red definitely improved from Season 2, where we saw that kind of be a weak point for them, and their comps would kind of fall apart. But Wittycalf and Jay, especially just on those tanks, combining well and finding ways to kind of protect the rest of the team. It's definitely helped them completely opposite of the table now coming into the playoffs in the first seed. A little bit of background, these teams actually have not played each other. It was Making Blaze, the team that Danny DeVito replaced, that dropped in week 4 when they would have played each other. So did not get that opportunity, but yeah, excited to see what they have for us here. Definitely two strong teams in the league, and looking forward to this game. Lineups coming out from both sides. It's going to be Crisis Red defending first on your left-hand side. Tajan going Tracer. Warrior Time, Wittycalf, and OWXL on the tanks. Triple tanking there. And Lucibro on the Symmetra. Melietta going Mercy. And I like this tank lineup from them. A triple tank from the show.
Interesting.
Solid. We'll see if that benefits what they're trying to do here. But already the dang Techno Jesus Farah could make life difficult for them without a hit scan. Sarge, what do you see from these lineups?
I will say it is very interesting to see Symmetra actually paired up with this triple tank so far. Just the idea of it having a little bit less of the heals with the extra health having to heal it up should be interesting to see it face off against this regular dive comp that you'll see.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I definitely don't have the healing, and already the kills going away. The attackers, Dang Technology is able to take down that Symmetra without a teleporter, though with disadvantage the defenders to be short. Still going on this fair, getting quite a few kills. The percentage on the point starting to go their direction. And with the Rocket Rush here, looking for a perfect opportunity to use it, still bothering the Symmetra, and gets that kill once more. A little bit low, but the rest of the team, Danny DeVito on the point, and they should be able to wrap this up very quickly with the white Tracer, Tajan on the Tracer.
My goodness, somebody get a burn unit for Dank Techno Jesus right now, because he is absolutely on fire. Stop, drop, and roll, kid. Somebody needs to account for him.
I will not waste this opportunity.
Yeah, we saw him come out in the semifinal, playing really strongly on the Farah, able to get quite a few kills there, and really not, no counter for him. He was really kind of MVP of that match, so coming back in here and picking up where he left off in the finals, doing well so far. An early pull, though, from Warrior Time will kind of maybe advantage the defenders. They've got a shorter respawn now, so things could look a little better. The Rocket Barrage comes out from Dang Techno Jesus, takes down both supports, and that's a fantastic start here for Danny DeVito on point B. Pole spawn from Dark Donut will take down Wittycalf as well, and starting to look really solid for the attackers.
Absolutely, them practically already taking the point here fully. Winston using his ult to keep them away from the point. That'll definitely be a quick, easy first round. Just topping off at 6 minutes here.
Lightning
Wow,
fast.
6 minutes, 8 seconds.
From Danny DeVito.
That's a ton of time.
Yeah, just all the time in the world. This could go quite a few rounds. We'll see what the response is from Crisis Red, but did not expect them to get rolled that quickly. Danny DeVito with a little bit of adrenaline running, able to take point B with over 6 minutes on the clock. Let's see how Crisis Red responds. But obviously, I think easy to say Dang Techno Jesus on the fair, a little bit difficult for the defenders without that hit scan. And again, the triple tank without a second healer ended up biting them because they weren't able to get the teleporter up. So high risk, high reward, I suppose, didn't pan out for them this time. We'll see what they have on attack and if they can right those wrongs and kind of set ship level.
It is interesting to see here that Crisis Red will actually be staying with that triple tank strategy. So it will be interesting to see how it kind of goes against Danny DeVito's. I've actually seen the strategy that they're using. Wow, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words here. I have seen them use that strategy before, just with that Mei really able to do a lot of work with freezing the other team and just overall being a huge barrier and an annoyance.
Yeah, I think they're going to absolutely need this Mei if they're paying any attention to what Taejin has played before in the past. We know that he can be a disgusting Genji, and that's what we're starting to see him pick right now. Now, it could be a troll pick. I suspect that he's going to be playing with a fire in his stomach right now. And with GIF grabbing that Mei, that's going to be pretty detrimental to him.
Yeah, Taejin, one of the premier Genjis in the league, looking for an opportunity to make a difference for the attackers here, but you're exactly right. GIF on the Mei, a solid pick from them, and could make life difficult for that DPS player. A little bit of a change as well. Mellow Yeti is still on the support, but now Lucibro switching to the third tank for Crisis Red attacking. It's going to be Warrior of Time on the Lucio, trying to speed them through that point. But yeah, again, GIF with the Mei wall looking to separate the team and shut down this first attack. See how they engage. And just looking to bait him right through the choke. And able to get the cutoff, but I think the space not really working out. It's going to be WoodyCap in there by himself. Taejin able to come in and help, but WoodyCap already down, and that's exactly what they were trying to do. Both tanks in a very difficult spot, so XCJ tries to retreat, finds a little bit of health, but dropping that tank early gives the defense a 6v5, and Crisis Red will have to retreat. Yeah, Sarge, what do you see out there?
Overall, I'm just seeing bullets flying back and forth now. No real engagements except for WoodyCap really just going down. It seems like both teams are just trying to build ult charges as best as they can, but Mei actually blocking off Lucio Bro on Zarya, and he does actually go down himself. So with that, again, they're just going to have to wait another couple seconds here before they could make another push, with Taejin himself going down as well from that soldier.
And what the biggest problem that I see right now is that they both have to account for Mercy and Mei, Eminem. Not the Candy, but the two players right here. So GIF doing a very nice job being able to throw up that ice wall when appropriate. As you can see, he's just blocking Warrior of Time right now, and he just gets picked immediately by Darth Donut. Nice job by him. And now they're going to have to contest with this Mei, or this Mercy here. So if Mercy keeps Mei alive, they have to make a choice of who to dive over the other. With that Zenyatta Discord Orb coming out, that's going to pose a tremendous threat against them.
Yeah, Taejin now switching to the Widow to try and create some picks without engaging the Mei of the choke. Still nothing just yet, and Crisis Red being very tentative about this engagement, very worried about going through, getting cut off, and killed again. So, I mean, they didn't change something up. Maybe it's having a flaker come off that top side. It's another pull here for Lucibro. Can't get through and picks once more. It's just, I think Crisis Red really needs to find another strategy, or just have two go through and try and dive the Mei, or just get numbers through the choke as quickly as possible so they're not separated as a team, because Danny DeVito hasn't really changed their strategy much, but it continues to work for them.
Absolutely. Now D.Va Bomb trying to use her ult, maybe get a single pick, but sadly doesn't get anyone. And she's just out in the open, and we'll probably end up getting picked down here. With Zenyatta actually popping his ult from Team Danny DeVito. Doesn't seem to have much use, but Mei's still holding the choke there in the front. Zenyatta does actually go down from Team Danny DeVito. Supercharger popped from Crisis Red. Or as Team Danny DeVito is actually trying to bring a push in here. Zarya popping her ult as well, with Mei freezing, taking down Lucio Bro and Mellow Yellow, and finally finishing off, and we'll be holding this defense here.
Ooh, yeah, and a solid Graviton coming out there from Lucibro, but just not the damage to follow up. And while they had quite a few of the members of Danny DeVito not able to take them down, and the defense will galvanize once more. Just a minute and 14 seconds on the clock, so it's going to get to a point where even actually now already with the extra time they would get from capping the point, still time disadvantage, and the defense from Danny DeVito has been impenetrable up to this point. Dang Techno Jesus able to get the kill on the Taejin rather, as Genji on the Widow, and again, members just continue to fall here for Crisis Red.
Yeah, Crisis Red, they're doing the best that they can, but they keep going through the same doorway. Like, guys, go through the window in the top, go over. I like the fact that they brought out the Pharah, but they need to keep trying something else. It's been over 3 minutes now, and they just need to change something up. Like, I don't care what it is. They just need to do something. I like the Mei pick that Tajan's doing right now. He's trying to go counter Mei, but they have to move somewhere else. Something needs to happen here.
It could be in a tough spot. Dank Techno Jesus overlooking this right window. Nobody really paying him much attention. He has a dragon, but decides to use it now. Mercy caught in the back. Meligetti falls immediately. It's WittyCap coming back, taking a lot of damage. And now an ultimate coming through, but still the kill feed going away of Danny DeVito.
Oh!
It's a solid triple from Jay. That may be the initiation they need, but as Skolbadiah Transcendence tries to keep everybody up and level. We'll see if that is enough, but we're about to approach overtime here. Just a few seconds left for the attack in Crisis Red. Not a lot of members on point. The defense continues to hold. It's going to be Skolbadiah getting the shot onto Lucebro to take him out of the sky, and WittyCap dropping the point as well. Overtime meter starts to tick back as everybody's starting to come in, trying to contest, but the kills continuing to go the way of the defenders, and it's just looking really solid for Danny DeVito.
Did you see that 3-piece by Skolbadiah there? That was fantastic Zenyatta work by him. And for Dank Techno Jesus to follow up the way that he did, fantastic job by Danny DeVito here as they take the first map on Hanamura.
Oof, man, just impressive from them, looking really solid. And coming out into this finals, ready to play. Crisis Red reeling a little bit, will get the second map pick. We'll get that from them, but Dank Techno Jesus here again on the Genji. Very used to plays of the game and just looking to cut everybody down as they came back on this engagement. Lighting up well, but you see Skolbadiah also on feet, like you mentioned, getting those kills and just cleaning up. Cards go the way of Danny DeVito, and it's going to be a regroup for Crisis Red. We'll get some post-game thoughts and the map pick from them when we come back. Oh, a solid win for Danny DeVito. Sees them go up 1-0 in the best-of-5 series for this Challenger Tier Finals. Salt and Pepper with you with Sarge BKL and Raging Bull. Solid win on Hanamura. Danny DeVito looking very strong. The map pick coming out from Crisis Red Nepal. But what are your takeaways from that first match, Sarge?
I will say both teams trying on defense with the triple tank strategy. Crisis Red was really trying to pull out that triple tank strategy, but really wasn't able to get past GIF's Mei, which absolutely was an astonishing play. But overall, both teams played very well, but it definitely was a huge advantage or a lot of strength shown by Team Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. One person that we haven't called out a little bit is Burr. Burr's play there at the end was absolutely central. So what happened was Jay had a triple kill on that Diva Bomb, right? Burr was still alive. He was playing the Mercy. They were able to catch that Genji. because they didn't account for the Mercy or dive on her or figure out where the heck she was, Burr was able to pull Dank Techno Jesus back up as Genji, and he was able to help with those kills being assisted by Skullbadiah. So Burr played an absolutely essential role for them to be holding that point and to initially take it as well. We didn't talk about him, but big kudos go out to him as a support player right there.
Yeah, could not agree more. We don't really get to talk about supports too much, but I know that Danny DeVito, we've been talking about their supports all season. And for that reason exactly, just able to get into good positions and find ways to affect the match in ways that I feel like supports, that people don't think supports can. So getting good reses off and really good coordination from Danny DeVito. Again, like I said, the map pick coming out in Nepal, I like the control point pick, maybe to level things out from the 2CP. And this could favor Crisis Red, maybe some tighter engagements on the point. What do you think we can see from both sides? How do you expect them to regroup, Raging?
I see Genji coming out by Tajan. I would love to see it come out by Dank Techno Jesus. And maybe because of revenge for a sense, because Tajan pulled out his Widowmaker there for a second, and Dank Techno Jesus 1v1'd him and took him down pretty effectively. So I would really like to see some Genji on Genji play happening there, as well as some Lucio boops, man. Let's get some Lucio boops happening today. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Oh, I definitely love to see that, especially from, I'm Lucio, bro, being the fact of, his name is Lucio. But in all honesty, I wouldn't even be surprised maybe even seeing that Pharah back as well, the pharmacy strategy.
Yeah.
A lot of flexibility in both these sides. Just getting the readies from both captains first, and then we'll get you to Nepal. Again, this is a best-of-5 series, and just a lot to play for here, and it's only just started. Crisis Red used to going down first. They, in their semifinal game, lost to Desert Region Gaming in the first match, came back and won the next two, couldn't close the door, and allowed a 2-2 tie game before it being able to take it at the death in overtime on Kings Row. So definitely earned a spot here and used to these long drawn-out games. Danny DeVito a 3-0 over Squat in their semifinal. So we'll see if they're able to maintain the focus throughout the course of this game, or if they can clean it up quickly. Remains to be seen, but looks like we have a couple swaps coming in. It's going to be Just Buck coming in for Jay, a bit of a like-for-like tank swap. We'll see if that benefits Crisis Red. I believe it's Swift 63 coming in for Mellow Yeti as well. So a new look Crisis Red, and same side for Danny DeVito to get them back into this game. So excited for it. Looks like we are ready to go to Nepal. As control point, this was a popular pick just throughout the season, and then we had it. I believe it was week 7 Nepal pick. So seen quite a bit of Nepal. It's one that both these teams are very used to, and we'll see what they have for us. A lot of these have been going 3 rounds, so ideally more of the same here.
Absolutely, from this fight, just absolutely. I'm totally expecting to see most likely a bit more of a closer match, just because seeing that dive from being used from Team Crisis Red, I believe it was, should be coming back here and should be a lot more effective, just for the fact of it being a control point, no chokes to have to worry about and all that. So seeing that from both teams, or from at least Danny DeVito, Crisis Red themselves actually pulling out Diva, that triple tank strategy as we've seen last game.
Yeah, no problem with that triple tank. I do like triple tank. I think it's very, very strong right now, but I would like to see a little bit more dive comp come out here. You can see right now, it looks like that's what we're going to see from Danny DeVito. Dive is such a strong comp, and it seems to be most favored when it comes to the winning percentages. So this triple tank strategy coming back out by Crisis Red, hopefully they can play it very well. Tajan going on that Reaper, I think, is an excellent pick because we've seen Danny DeVito run dive all the time. So this should be a lot of fun here. I think this is going to be a battle of the Lucio here on this first point.
Yeah, I would agree. Both teams with Lucio looking to get in quickly. Danny DeVito coming back around the right-hand side. Crisis Red content to take the point early. It opens up in here about 10 seconds or so, but the engagement still happening here. A lot of protection behind WoodyCav's shield. He's low behind it. We'll see if he does go down there, and Just Buck going out as well. The 2 tanks down for Crisis Red. Tajan falls as well. And Danny DeVito just picking up where they left off on Hanamura. And looks like they will be able to cap the point as soon as they wrap up the last of these straggling Crisis Red members.
It was also to see here that Tajan actually swapping to Soldier, maybe to get down that pharmacy. But Darth Donut to counter, having his ult ready to use that, and Techno Jesus with his ult as well. So it does look like they have some powerful players able to be used here to keep this point as long as they can.
Yeah, the ult economy going in the way of Danny DeVito. They do have 2 ults, 2 Crisis Reds, 1. There goes a Genji Blade as well as the Pharmacy or the Fair ult. Darth Donut does pick up 1 on Warrior of Time playing the Lucio. Dank Techno Jesus taking out Tajan, and all the scoreboard is being lit up blue. All the kills going the way of Danny DeVito here.
Yeah, and I know you said that could be advantage for Crisis Red because there's not really a choke to get through, but Danny DeVito disagrees. Pushing in here and preventing them from really coming through their spawn. A good pull from Lucibro will try and get, I believe that's GIF a little bit low, but he can get back to the safety of his team. We'll see how Crisis Red engage. There's still nobody going down for Danny DeVito, and again, up in the ult economy. Lucibro coming in now with a whole hog trying to push back a couple, and they're able to create a little bit of space, but still ultimates for the other side to contest them. Now swinging big, it's WittyCap trying to get some room, but falls immediately, and that's a tough kill for Crisis Red to take. And I just don't really see where they can re-engage this point. Tajan maybe getting booed off the side, falling off the side, something like that, but now just buck out of mech, and things falling apart against Crisis Red.
And then now Farah and Genji on Team Crisis Dan and DeVito, they're both having both their ults practically almost already, so ult economy definitely strong for Dan and DeVito. But as we talk about ults, Tajan actually pops his, taking down that Mercy. And with Jif going down as well, they might be able to just take this point right back, but they Victor and Jesus using his ult to take down 2. So overall even picks, but it should be interesting to see what happens right here, especially with 99% going for Dan and DeVito. If they don't take this point back now, this will be the round, and it seems like they won't be able to with Diva Bomb being popped up and taken down, and Techno Jesus is finishing off what they have left.
Wow, solid plays by Danny DeVito there. You know, what I'm seeing right now is they are isolating out Crisis Red's top players. I'm watching Genji absolutely harass Tajan right now. Dank Techno Jesus is doing a wonderful job isolating Tajan away from the rest of his group so that the strong Danny DeVito core can help clean up the rest of Crisis Red there. So it's been a lot of fun to watch so far. Let's hope that Crisis Red can sort of regroup. I think their comms are lacking a little bit right here. They really need to be solidified as a team. They need to be together the whole time. Nobody needs to be flanking. They just need to stay together to try and get that damage together cumulatively on their opponent.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Coming back out now, Tajan switching to the Tracer to try and find a little bit more room that way. It's going to be Mei coming out again as a fantastic point on Nepal for Mei. Give channeling a little bit of that Hanamura and seeing if they can section off Crisis Red again. Looks like it's happening successfully as they peel off that choke and look to push WittyCap quickly. He's very low in health, getting a little bit of healing here from behind. Gets frozen, still in a tough spot. Finally will fall as Kelos on the Reinhardt now able to take it down his opposite. Chokewood opens up in about 3 seconds or so and kills a few going the way of Crisis Red, but Danny DeVito still being able to wrap this point up pretty quickly, and we'll see if they can shove off these last couple Crisis Red members and continue to complete a point. You know, as I said that though, Crisis Red actually they have a lot more members on point than I realized. Full swap coming through, but a good bubble from Darth Donut will keep Kelos up on his feet. Now the kills actually going the way of Crisis Red, Tajan, and it looks like WittyCap getting in the feed there. And they actually may be able to push this point back.
Well, now Lucibro popping his ult and trying to finish off all of those people that are currently contesting, and doesn't actually get 3 there. Well, with Jif going down, Crisis Red will be taking this.
Ooh,
and I do know for Jif has a very strong Mei, but for the fact of since his team wasn't able to get this point initially, he might have a little bit more struggle with this game.
Yep.
But as it goes for ult economy, Dan and DeVito definitely having a lot of ults able to be used for this next fight, or at least compared to Team Crisis Red. So as they're just pushing off here, Grav being used, and Genji using his own ult, this could be massive. Getting no picks just yet, along with Mei ult here. Warrior now going down along with Top Dog himself. Mura popping her ult, getting these picks, and it will be going for the side of Dan and DeVito.
Using a to answer one back, able to get Sculpidaya, and now Darth Donut, and just going off and going down as well. and this may be where Crisis Red needs to continue holding on to this point. Just about to get to 50%, but the reinforcements coming back in for Danny DeVito. Tajin a little bit kind of lone figure, but Warrior of Time testing in the center as well will be frozen, and yeah, I think she's still trying to get away. Impressive that Crisis Red has been able to hold this. It's still Tajin on the Tracer, pushing the top dog Kelos on his Reinhardt, but I think he's getting good healing, and Danny DeVito will retreat and try again.
That Tajin is the reason why they have kept that point. He popped off there, had 3, 4, 5 kills in a row. Fantastic job by Tajin to stay alive and allow his team to come back to the point, contest it as long as they can. Win that next team fight. You know what they did is they pushed Danny DeVito all the way back to spawn, and that's really going to milk that percentage for them. So beautiful job by Tajin to stay alive and keep that point to Crisis Red.
Started that engagement with a pulse bomb and ended it by earning another. He uses one here, but it may just fall flat.
Ooh, big shadow.
Connect as Kelos comes in with the shadow, looking to catch a couple. And WDCAF has one the other direction, but can't actually use it. Dang Technologies is able to drop in beforehand. Both Reinhardt's down now, and both Coalescences out from the supports, looking to keep everyone alive on the point. It's now 99% for Crisis Red. They really need this point to answer back, and things are looking good as Lucibro gets doubling the feed. Buck has another on Burr, and the overtime meter threatening to tick down as soon as Dan DeVito loses some representation. It starts to do so in a very comprehensive response from Crisis Red to take the second point on Nepal.
Wow, just an absolutely amazing game there. And just the fact that Team Danny DeVito just really could not get on that point, couldn't secure it for themselves. I think that was really what their fall was, because looking at their team comp, it definitely was focused to take that point and keep it forever. And just the fact that they couldn't get that initial one was almost their downfall there.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest picks was Lucibro going away from the support and the tank and playing a DPS character. So seeing both Tajin and Lucibro to play some top tier DPS, that's really helping Crisis Red out here on Nepal. They were able to take that first one, or they were able to take that second one. It is all tied up. Here we go to the third map of Nepal for this round.
Yeah, and still both teams with Lucio coming to high ground this time, looking to engage early. Dart Donor on the Tracer, already very low on health, and may have to recall. Tajin low as well, find the health pack, but Dang Technologies is able to get the first kill on Lucibro, his natural counter. So beneficial for that Barra, and we've seen Dang Tech really cause some problems when uncontested with that soldier down, and looks like Danny DeVito will have the advantage, but nobody else going down the just yet. Telos able to grab another on Warrior of Time. Control point opens at about 2 seconds or so, but nobody really concerned with taking it just yet. If able to get another kill, both supports down for Crisis Red. Danny DeVito, I believe, will win this first fight, but it could be Crisis Red capping the first point, as they've got a couple members on there. Tajin able to take down Darth Donut, and now the fight moving this direction. Nobody with Supremacy just yet, but it looks like Danny DeVito will be taking it.
And it was very interesting that Tajin trying to revolt as best he can, actually popping his ult, able to get 2 there, but does of course go down to the fair, and that's they ended up taking the point for Danny DeVito. But as we seen the dive here again with Danny DeVito having so many ults ready, and just overall throughout these games have had so many so much more ult percentage.
There we go.
But Jesus does actually go down here. This could be a big possibility for a push with Winston trying to go for that Mercy as best he can. Moira actually popping her ult, trying to heal up her team, but Crisis Red does actually take this point here. Just Buck getting a couple kills himself. This could be their chance to take it and keep it.
Yeah, DTJ got a little greedy there, went around the corner, took a lot of damage, and Tajin was able to flank around and wrap up. Crisis Red continuing to get the kills now, 13% for them, and Danny DeVito not quite as dominant on the point as they were in that first round. Crisis Red looking to hold this well here, and it's going to be ultimates in this next fight, as Dank Techno Jesus again on the fair with a rocket barrage. Kelos with a self-destruct, but now it's Tajin getting a little greedy and takes a rocket to the face. That's a 6v5 for Danny DeVito as they continue this engagement. The ultimates on the way for Crisis Red. They should earn them soon, and we should see a lot coming out.
Yeah, if I'm on Crisis Red right now, I'm screaming, no ults, no ults, no ults, and there goes the sound barrier. Unfortunately, they had the fight lost completely right there. Not sure why Warrior of Time did pop his sound barrier. As you can see, Dank Techno Jesus does take out 3-4 players. Nice job by him, and then cleaning up on that Moira being played by Swift. So it looks like Danny DeVito had them pinned where they wanted to. Now Crisis Red needs to regroup. Just T-Buck just kind of charging in there blindly. I don't quite know why or what the purpose of doing this right now is. They really need to regroup as a team right now. Nobody should be staggered at all.
My only argument for that is that Chrysler currently with the point can continue to earn percentage while they have members straggling in and they can regroup after it's already lost. Now up to 65%, when it could have been maybe 40 or so, had they retreated. Could end up being neither here nor there. You know, again, if they're able to regroup and come back, they could cut it regardless. But next fight already breaking out for them is Lucibro coming up with another tactical visor. This one a little less effective though, but Swift's able to take down Bird before dropping still support down for either side. A lot of ultimates now as a sound barrier from, I believe it's Skull, but I just tries to keep Danny DeVito alive on a point, but now with Pulse Bomb coming through, will connect with a couple. Again, I think it's going to be Danny DeVito able to wrap up and getting a lot of the kills and beat.
Absolutely. They can Jesus trying to use his ult, just maybe get a little bit of securance, but Danny DeVito definitely having the numbers and keeping this point alive. Crisis Red just trying to do what they can to maybe get some pick here and there, but they're going to have to regroup and get back. WoodyCalf having his ult himself should be able to make like a real good play here soon, maybe. Just with the fact of actually Darth Donut here does actually go down by Swift, so that he did end up getting the pick he was looking for, and now they're trying to push onto the point, get what they can. Fight still just going on, no picks just yet. Pharmacy still doing a lot of work as we see up in the air. Fight now going onto the point, absolutely just powerful players hitting. Diva Bomb getting hit along with Jiff going down himself. No picks from the Diva Bomb, but Tajan actually does get that Pulse Bomb onto Burr and taking him down. Lucio popping his ult, trying to secure at least what he can with the ult. Now going into overtime with Danny DeVito having that 99 percentage. They do have the members down, so Precious Red will actually be taking this and could potentially get it to 99 themselves.
Ooh, impressive from them too. Skullbadai close to an ultimate for Danny DeVito, but none elsewhere. They should be able to earn those throughout the next fight, but Crisis Red still with a couple in their pocket, including the WoodyCalf Shatter. And I think we may have seen that, I thought we might have seen that in the last fight, but decided to hold on to it and have a couple things to work with here. Crisis Red very close to being able to take this point, but again, Danny DeVito only needs to win one fight. I guess either team now, one fight should do it for them on a very tightly contested DePaul. Crisis Red looking to answer back after dropping 1-0 on Hanamura. If you're just joining us, now the last fight coming out, it's Coalescence from Swift. Looking to catch a couple. Tank Techno Jesus has other ideas. Hits WoodyCalf with the Rocket Barrage, and now it's ultimates on either side. Difficult to tell who has the advantage, but now to 99-99. Tajan able to take down Dark Techno Jesus once more, and that could be the catalyst for Crisis Red.
Especially with the fact that Team Crisis Red is absolutely just getting these picks that they need and just having the Winston left just to finish him off. They will be taking this round and overall just taking this game.
Oof, tied it up. And there we have it. Now we got a final game for you. It's tied up 1-1. Crisis Red taking it 2-1 on Nepal. And Raging, what do you got for me?
Holy smokes, man. Fantastic job there by Tajan at the end. There's some ult mismanagement, in my opinion, being played by Crisis Red, but they were able to overcome it. What eventually won it out for them was the DPS. Fantastic job by both Tajan and Lucibro as well to keep alive. Now, one thing that happened that was absolutely tremendous for Crisis Red is they were able to isolate both the support players from Danny DeVito. Nice job by them. Tie the series up 1-1, best of 5. Let's go.
Oh man, it's been a fantastic game so far, and excited to see it tied up here. Danny DeVito looking very strong in the first point, but yeah, Crisis Red finding their resolve and getting themselves in a bit of a better position. Got a third game, the pick coming out from Ermengarde Burr and Danny DeVito. We come back. welcome back. Crisis Red making it a game, taking it 2-1 on Nepal after kind of looked like it could be a little bit dire for them. Dan DeVito very strong on Hanamura, taking it 2-0. Then Crisis Red going down the first round, able to take the second 2 to tie up this Challenger Tier final. Junkertown upcoming, Dan DeVito's pick. We'll see if that can change the tide for them, get them out in front. But what a game so far. Your host, Salt and Pepper, casting with Sarge, BKL, and Raging Bull. Raging, what was your takeaway from that match?
You know what? I think Crisis Red, they started playing better as a team. They got rolled. Like, let's be honest, that first map of Nepal, they kind of got rolled a little bit. But they were able to come back the last 2 maps, play as a team, and do what they needed to do. One of the biggest changes was seeing Lucibro go on to that DPS to help Tajan out. I think that was absolutely necessary. He's a fantastic job by him. And then we saw some really good support play being happened by Crisis Red. Swift playing that Moira was doing a nice job. And then Warrior of Time doing a pretty good job as Lucio. I'd like to see him use his sound barrier a little bit better when it's called for. But overall, very nice job by Crisis Red. Danny DeVito, I don't know what happened. I think, they picked that May on that Nepal map, and for whatever reason, they stuck with it a little bit too long, and that allowed Crisis Red to sort of gain that momentum and push forward. So this Junkertown should be just so much fun here. I'm ready to go, man.
It looks like the teams are as well as we get into this payload map. Sarge, what are your expectations for Junkertown?
I'm really excited to see that pirate ship coming. Just the idea of Bastion staying on the payload. It would be also interesting to see a mix-up from Dan and DeVito using dive so consistently to maybe run that themselves. Also, with this map, I wouldn't even be surprised if Tajan would swap back to Widowmaker as well.
Oh, yeah. Very smart.
Yeah, this is a very good Widowmaker map for sure.
Junkertown, the Week 8 maps. We got a little bit of time to see these teams here, both playing well and able to get wins here. Junkertown, a fun one. I think we actually had it in the rival tier semifinal, didn't we?
Think so.
I believe we did, and didn't get to see a lot of it, but still pretty good. You know what? Actually, Crisis Red played against DLG in their semifinal and played this map as well.
Oh, did they?
And it looked like Crisis Red was going to be in a tough spot. They were able to attack and not quite take the first point, but then defend it. And it was a 1-0. Nobody took it.
That was a really good match, actually.
It was really
I remember that one very clearly.
It's coming out here. It will be Dan DeVito defending first. They attack first on Hanamura, so a bit of a new look for them. Still the same lineup. Dank Techno Jesus going Genji, Dartona, now switching over to the Junkrat. And you've seen him on stream causing problems this season for sure. Top dog Kelos on the Orisa as GIF swaps over to Roadhog. Bit of a ball and chain for them. Skolbadiah and Ermager on the supports. Zenyatta Mercy for the attackers. Tajan coming on the Genji as well. The back and forth between him and DTJ should be interesting. Warrior of Time on the Lucio. Witty Calf going Reinhardt once more. Just Buck on Diva. Lucibro on the Pharah, and it's going to be Swift 63 going Moira. Actually switching now, going Mercy.
I definitely.
Solid comp here for DeVito, but sorry about that, Sarge. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, I definitely would have been surprised to see if that Moira actually did come out to assist Lucio Bro, just because there really isn't that much healing available for Pharah if Moira were to be happening. But definitely good to see Pharmacy coming out here. But both supports going out from each team. Tajan going down as well. So that could be bad news for Team Crisis Red, as they might have to just pull back even. Pharah definitely doing some work from the skies.
Yeah, absolutely. That's about what I was about to say. Pharah doing some, having some pressure onto his opposition right now. They don't, Dan DeVito does not have a hit scan character to be taking care of that, but Pharah just doing the best that they can. And you can see Lucibro just going down to Dank Techno Jesus. Darth Donut having a double kill there, playing that Junkrat on defense. Nice job by him. Now we need to see Crisis Red sort of regroup here, and now Tajan swaps off of that Genji and onto that Tracer. Hopefully he'll be in the back lines harassing as best as he can. Skolbadiah and Bird need to go down ASAP if Tajan and company want to push this payload forward.
Yeah, I completely agree. And once again, we see Dank Techno and Dark Donut among the first to get their ultimates. The TPSs for Dana DeVito really making a difference. And now it's Dank Techno with that Dragon Blade catching a couple. Lucifero down, but will fall. Skolbadiah, the DPS, and Yada able to get in the mix as well. But it's a Riptire for Dark Donut. They could use it, but he's just able to lob in a number of grenades and shut down the team regardless. Crisis Red able to inch that payload a little bit further forward, but will retreat back to spawn. Ultimates building for them, though. Still some for the other side as well. Like the aforementioned Riptire Telos with a supercharger on the way. Skolbadiah very close to a Transcendence. For the attackers, Tajin can flank with a Pulse Bomb. Uses one here.
Big pulse!
Catch two, and that's a fantastic bomb from Tajin to be able to res one, but solid from him so far as the shadow comes through from WoodyCap. And here we go. That's what Crisis Red needed to continue pushing this point. We'll see if it's going to be a defense from DeVito before the payload, but Crisis Red finally able to break through that barrier.
And definitely seeing that Tajin absolutely went in for that. I think getting like 5 or 6 kills there, that was absolutely astonishing. He'll definitely watch that one back later. But it is also good to see, I don't know if you said Tank Techno Jesus actually swapping to McCree here for that annoying Pharah that actually did swap off. So, but Dark Donut actually getting a pick here onto Lucifero with his higher, and Solus is popping his ult as well. With WoodyCap going down now. Looks like they're just gonna have to retreat. Maybe not for the fact that Tajin getting that Mercy and Darth Donut himself. Tajin's still absolutely going in and causing a problem for that team.
Yeah,
put that one on your highlight reel.
There's a really difficult time dealing with Tajin on the Tracer, just bouncing in all over the place and able to combine with Lucifero to get a couple of skills. Yeah, and just waiting for that tank to drop finally does, and that's gonna be a cap for Crisis Red. Definitely a different look from them. When they first came out of the spawn, it looked like they were going to run into a lot of difficulty, but able to break through, win 2 team fights. Like at 3:35 coming into the second phase.
Tajin doing a wonderful job on this Tracer right now. That switch was absolutely essential for them. Dank Techno Jesus sort of bouncing around here. He doesn't know what to play, and I think he may be doing the best that he can to stay in the sky because Tajin was just taking out 1, 2, 3. Nice job by Crisis Red there to make that first push. Now they need to kind of push onto this high ground a little bit because if Dana DeVito does secure this high ground, it looks like they are going to with that Orisa shield. That could be cause for much trouble for Crisis Red here.
I definitely agree. It's a self-destruct coming out here from JustBug trying to initiate through as Tajin gets the Pulse Bomb into Kelos. It's 2 kills for Crisis Red, 1 the other direction. It's 5v4 for the attackers. They'll continue pushing as Gift now kind of a little bit by himself. He will try and use the whole hog directly to a defense matrix and a sound barrier as the rest of Crisis Red focus him down. Dana DeVito falling apart a little bit here, and it's going to be a cruise to this B checkpoint for Crisis Red.
Just absolutely astonishing plays so far by both teams, and especially Crisis Red's ability to just get on this payload and keep it going as best they can. Now with 4 minutes, they should have plenty of time to get this to the end. Dank Techno Jesus actually swapping a Pharah here, and it looks like they'll actually be swapping to dive comp themselves, but Lucifero does actually take down that Pharah already. And Burr going down, this could actually be a very good opportunity to just keep this payload going as best they can.
Tajin follows in on the Mercy to prevent that res. Knew was coming, and Burr caught in a tough spot, did go down. So Crisis Red continues to push the payload largely uncontested. But Raging, what's your take on this attack?
I tell you what, Crisis Red doing a fantastic job there. They're playing as a team. They're staying very well together. Lucifero is able to take out Dank Techno Jesus, as I expect Dank to fall rather soon. He has got 1-2 health, but he does get healed up nicely by that Mercy. So they really need to start accounting for this Mercy right now, as Mercy is keeping everybody alive for Dana DeVito there. Dank Techno Jesus does take out that, does have a Rocket Barrage, able to take out 2, Darth Donut taking out 1, and Swift taking out Dank Techno Jesus. Nice job by Donut to take out Swift. So, of course, the caster curse occurs, and Dana DeVito was able to flip the switch here and put up a staunch defense there on that push.
Yeah, and Crisis Red finally shut down after being largely just, I don't know, unchallenged, able to get through that second section. Dana DeVito with a short respawn will be able to kind of regroup and solidify themselves a little bit. Ultimates for them, they've got Dark Donut's Riptire they can use to try and shut down the attack before they really come in to initiate, but a lot of ults for the attackers, and if they time these well, they should be able to
big Diva Bomb.
First of which now JustBug able to goes up but doesn't quite get any. Lucifero using the tactical visor now is able to take down Burn.
It's a big pick
for them. Now it's a Riptire from Dark Donut.
There we go.
Wrap up some more of this damage onto good spot and Warrior time drop. So I don't know, it still looks like things are going the way of DeVito. They do have a short respawn, so Crisis Red can't really afford to be too lethargic in taking down the members of DeVito.
And definitely seeing all the ults that Crisis Red had to go in with that fight. I'm surprised not more happened, but just still with plenty of ults to go in with this attack. However, Tajin does actually go down. This could definitely be, definitely Dana DeFito taking this point and holding it. So far, not very many ults from each side. Reinhardt with his, and Dick Tempter, Jesus having his ult as well, but him actually going down himself. Tajin does actually swap to Bastion here, interesting enough. Maybe not expecting to get on the payload, but at least do some damage from the back. And with they Fat Shadow actually coming down here, getting gypped, taking him down, and this could be their huge opportunity to maybe get Bastion on payload and
push
overall just take this and push, push it into the end of the road. Solo's trying to use his ult to revive who he can, but sadly isn't able to do much, and it's just pushed right back.
They need to clean up this Zenyatta, and they finally do so. I'm telling you what here, if Crisis Red doesn't capture this point, it's because they're not being too aggressive. And there they are able to capture that point. Witty Cap, swing your hammer, dude. Like, just keep going in, pound it, pound it, pound it. Come on, bro.
Yeah, he's getting some good healing, finally able to break through the defense again, and he went to shorter respawns. The Tajin Bastion was quite interesting because they were getting a lot of damage through, and I'm surprised that DeFito wasn't able to respond to that a little more quickly. Yeah, things definitely going the way of Crisis Red. 52 seconds on the clock, but we've seen Dana DeFito play really strongly through the season, so definitely do not count them out. They're looking for a good push themselves, and if their attack on Hanamura is any indication, they could power through this just as quickly.
Absolutely, Dana DeFito. Maybe still sticking with the dive comp, but Crisis Red still staying behind that Reinhardt. So it is interesting to see them kind of stay around the same, really similar team comps. But as the round is just about to start here, we actually see Tajin swap into Mei, interestingly enough. With them defending, it should be overall an interesting aspect to see with this.
Not quite sure about the Mei pick. I was pretty much expecting a Widowmaker because we've seen his Widowmaker be absolutely disgusting. But he does pick this Mei. Could be, I don't know, hubris. Could be strategic. I think he has better characters that he can play, especially because we know on the other side of Danny DeFito, they do like to go in the air and on the ground. So if somebody's in the air, you can't really account for them with a Mei, but you can try and do the best that you can on the ground. So if Mei is there, that's great for them. Looks like Dank TechnoJesus will be picking that Genji, and of course that's going to be Tajin's counterpart in this match right now. So I may eat my words. Could be a good pick by Tajin.
We shall see. It is a little bit risky, but it's a traditional dive comp that we see coming out from Danny DeFito, kind of something we expect from them. And engaging now, it's going to be a Tajin trying to come around the side. That's what they were looking to do, trying to wall them off. But Dank TechnoJesus is completely aware of it, and he could suffer if he's not able to get back to his team. I think the strap might have fallen apart from there, so we'll see if he switches very low on health and may not get away. But yeah, Danny DeFito coming out very strongly, the payload trickling in behind them, but the rest of the members are shutting down the opposition as quickly as possible.
It was absolutely interesting to see there that Team Dana DeFito just absolutely is ignoring the payload, trying to go straight for the kills. Now Jeff, of course, going back to see what he could do, but they're definitely pushed up as much as they can, keeping Team Crisis Red from just doing anything, really. With a lot of pressure going on to Witty Calf, he goes down himself and definitely having a huge opportunity, but still they're ignoring the payload.
Oh, that is interesting. But this team, they're creating the space, but I mean, it's not so much winning team fights, it's what you do with it. In this case, it's creating space for the payload that they're not taking. So
that's over a minute.
A little bit. That's kind of shocking that I feel like they could have been well on their way to the first point by now if they had all three the entire time. But Crisis Red will be able to come back in a little bit. Now, that being said, maybe staggered somewhat. It's just Buck now goes out of mech. Still a lot of damage coming through, and Witty Cap, the only one there trying to defend, or rather the only tank with that shield up. Could be in a tough spot, getting pretty good healing, but now it's Dank TechnoJesus. Dragon Blade and again,
oh,
like
huge!
Just a triple there for him, able to get both supports and a DPS player, cleaning up for Danny DeFito, looking to push the payload.
Yeah, it seems like Crisis Red has not found a rhythm here on defense. This is pretty comical to me in the sense that Danny DeFito seems to be playing Call of Duty more than they are playing Overwatch right now, as they're getting off the payload, trying to make those kills, but they still have an objective, guys. You still have something that you have to do. You just can't be attacking the other team all the time.
True. seems to work out for them to somewhat degree. But yeah, you got to think they would have capped this point by now with that extra space. But now it's a contention coming out of Coalescence from Split 63 as a Sound Barrier comes up from Skullvidaya. So looking to get the kills through, but Dana DeVito getting what they need to wrap this up. Tajin now switching to a Roadhog. Interesting pick here to see what he can do, but falls regardless. Darts under it again, getting damage on the Pharaoh. Probably won't need to use this Rocket Barrage and Dana DeVito cap A.
It was very interesting to see there that Dana DeVito had so many ults in that fight that they could have used, but only using Lucio's ult for a little bit of end there. Definitely.
Just patient, really.
And so many ults throughout everybody, really, including Price's Red getting a good amount of percentage with themselves. Big things could definitely happen with this next fight as Team Dana DeVito just kind of groups up top. Again, leaving only a few to push payload, interestingly enough, but for absolutely just booping that Reinhardt down and doing as much damage and overall just pressure as they can. WoodyCalf now down below alone, but Dank Technologies is going up top and taking down Lucio with his Dragon Blade. And Swift going down as well. Just Price's Red is just falling apart right now. Asian trying to use his whole hog here to try to do what he can to get who he can, only getting the mech down and him going down himself. Definitely even more possibility for them to even push this further.
Go back to Tracer.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, go back to Tracer, Tajin. You're better on her right now anyway. Let's play the game here.
Very close to this B checkpoint. Crisis Red may have time for a last second contest. They've got a few ultimates and just bucks. Self-destruct will come out right on top of the payload just to create some room for the attack. Dartona, though, is able to get back to his feet. Bird getting the res off, and the kill still going away with these DPS just for the blue team. It's a Sound Barrier now coming out.
Smash!
For Warrior of Time. There's a Shatter on deck, but WoodyCalf won't be able to use those before he drops, and a little bit too tentative with that ultimate. Still the kills going the way of Dana DeVito as Dank Technologies continues to pop off there, and they'll cap this very smoothly. 4 minutes on the clock for them, and a lot of time to work with before they cap C.
Now, similar positions as we saw with last round, both teams having around 4 minutes, but as we can see here, only a minute left for Team Price's Reds, so it could be in similar positions. I mean, even with plenty of time, they still might not even cap this, even though a lot of them are on fire and are still playing very well. Either way, it should be very interesting to see here, especially with Tainted actually getting off of Hog and swapping to Reaper to try to counter this dive. But now them pushing in and Genji using his ult for another time. Not getting any picks just yet. Jiff going down by that Diva though. Jesus getting that Lucio bro. And Hammer down coming in too, just to only getting that Mercy though, sadly not able to get picked there.
Yeah, I've been waiting for WoodyCalf to use that all game, and he does, and unfortunately there's not enough players around him to help him out. But they are starting to put up some what looks like a defense here on this third point by Crisis Red. They can sort of regroup a little bit, just pull back a little bit, guys. Give them some space. You've got the spawn point. It's in your favor right now, so Crisis Red sure does need to regroup here and not allow Dana DeVito to be pushing in as hard as they are.
Well, and I can't agree more. Crisis Red definitely very solid when they have that respawn advantage, and especially able to defend really well. The aggressive attack from Dana DeVito will be a bit of a unstoppable force and movable object situation for them. Still the kills going away, I think a little bit of Dana DeVito, but milking that time clock down. It's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds for them. Still time to work with, but you know, they don't want to be too lethargic about pushing this in. It looks like Dana DeVito will be able to continue pushing the payload though. 2 minutes and 20 seconds as Crisis Red has a couple ultimates come back and engage, but it's 6 for the other side, and they will be, if they're responsible about this, it should be a pretty quick cleanup.
Absolutely, just so many ults from Team Dana DeVito, but actually Diva Bomb coming in does actually get
there's one.
Farrah down here, so this could be
There's two.
One ult out of the way. This could be a huge opportunity for Crisis Red to take this point back and just get that time a bit more even. Moira popping her ult as well, just trying to clean up of who she can, with Reaper going in and trying to focus this Winston using his ult. Not getting any picks, but however does push him back and does clean up who he can. And that will be Crisis Red taking this point, leaving just over a minute 40 from Team Dana DeVito to try to push his payload.
Yeah, looking at ult economy right now, it looks like it is in the favor of Dana DeVito. If they use these well, this team fight should be theirs. Lucibro does have his ult, so as soon as Darth Donut pops his, Lucibro should be able to take him out of the skies there. Just T-Buck getting demech'd right now. Not really favoring Crisis Red. Come on, guys, stay together, stay together, stay together.
Yeah, waited for that D.Va to come out of back, and as soon as that happened, Darzona went in with the Rocket Barrage, able to catch a couple, but will be focused down by Tajin, who's now on the Sombra. And still pretty good for them. Darzona able to get rezzed once more with Burr able to get in there. Danny DeVito very close to capping this point, though, but the time bank will be about similar as they drop under 60 seconds. Dan DeVito looking to push back the remaining members of Crisis Red, but Sound Barrier coming out for Dan DeVito should keep them a little bit stronger. Now the tank's coming back on for Crisis Red. It's another Dragon Blade 4 Tank Technologies looking to catch a couple. Buck goes out of mech and will be taking down the main where time falls as well. It's both the DPSs for Danny DeVito once more, just popping off and trying to get these kills. A stall from Woody Cap on the Primal Rage will try and contest for as long as possible, but they finally focus him down. It's 33 seconds for Dan DeVito. They continue pushing, and Tajin switches back to the Bastion. Shut down immediately. The kill's going the way of Dan DeVito, but the contest continues to come in from Crisis Red.
Very nice.
D.Va Bomb now finally being popped up just to try to push as much as they can. Only getting Swift, the D.Va Bomb from the other team actually going in as well, but getting blocked by the Winston bubble there. But overall, just an absolutely even fight here. Lucio trying to use his ult to keep his team alive much longer, just trying to get this into overtime, just so they have that little bit of an advantage for next round. And Genji ult trying to use his ult just to clean up whoever he can left.
Screw the advantage. Yeah, screw the advantage. I want the win right now. Like, let's go, Crisis Red. This is your time. You guys have got to push and push your opposition back as far as you can.
Yeah, more ultimates coming out though for Dan DeVito's DPS starts on able to catch a couple more with the Rocket Barrage. Still in overtime, and Dan DeVito continuing to push as long as possible. The stall still on deck for Crisis Red, looking very solid. But now the kill's going the way of the team in blue. They finally will cap. A minute now for them on the clock after round 2, and Junkertown goes to multiple rounds.
Wow.
I loved seeing that defense happen there by Crisis Red. They were able to stall long enough for that Lucio to get his ult. The fact that Lucio had his ult extended that to overtime. So nice job by Crisis Red to actually put up a defense on that third point here on Junkertown.
Well, and just to add to that, Dan DeVito had 6 ultimates, maybe 20 feet from the final push there, and it looked like they were going to be in a position to really take it with some significant time. But the defense from Crisis Red, very impressive to keep them at bay. Were able to cap, but that 52-second time bank turns into 152 after the extra minute for the attackers. So yeah, still a lot to play for on Junkertown, and looking forward to this third round.
Absolutely, and it does look like Dan DeVito will be staying with what looks like almost the exact same comp. However, WoodyCaf for Crisis Red does actually swap up to Arisa and Tajin onto that Zarya. Be interested to see what they could do here, especially with that triple tank.
Crucible sticking with the soldier though, trying to take down Darth Donut. That's been a difficult ask for him, but things kind of gone back and forth. And the tactical advisors for Crisis Red have been pretty on point. So I like the soldier pick, and they really can't not run him. Tajin can flex over to other positions and they don't need to run double hit scans, but we know Tajin can be a solid McCree as well.
Yeah, Tajin playing that Zarya. Interesting pick, if you ask me. I think that's to sort of take out that D.Va being played by Top Dog on the opposing team. So Swift going down, or Swift taking out Dank Technologies, excuse me. And here we go. Under 30 seconds right now. The payload hasn't moved too much, and Crisis Red doing a nice job here on defense.
It's very aggressive attack from or aggressive defense here from Crisis Red. I like what they're positioning themselves, and things are going well for them. Now it's kind of swapping a little bit, but Dan DeVito would give, just trying to contest as long as they can. Crisis Red still looking very solid though on this defense. It's Graviton coming out now from Tajin, able to catch 3, and they're looking for damage to follow up. Do the members start falling? And that's the important one as Burr falls. It's a self-destruct coming out on the point now. And we'll see if Top Dog able to catch him before your time dropping, and maybe the kill's going the way of Dan DeVito, but we're in overtime. They cannot get off the point.
Absolutely, it does seem to be with their current comp, just the pharmacy and the fact that their dive should be almost kind of challenging just to make sure that they stay on the point. Just that urge to dive the enemy and get right up in their face just to do damage. But as of Alt Economy, Dan DeVito actually having both support ults and Pharah just arriving on Genji here. No ults just yet from Team Crisis Red. But Jif going in and taking down the Widow Calf without that shield, that could be really big just for them to able to get that damage. D.Va Bomb being popped, trying to clear anyone off point.
There we go.
Giving Burr, Jesus responding with his own Dragon Blade, taking on Lucio, bro. Ferald now popping her ult, just trying to get who they can. Just to keep this point alive and keep it strong in overtime. But it does look like they do have the player advantage. Lucio popping is all trying to keep them alive and trying to keep them back, just waiting for his team to get back there and try to do damage for themselves.
Yeah, pretty good once from Warrior Time, trying to get Winston off the point. The overtime unit started to take down. That's really all they need to do is just clear out a couple of members. And Vito again with the shorter respawn, they'll continue to get the reinforcements in, but Crisis looking to push them off. May be all for naught. The WoodyCat falling there. Swift on the Moira looking to continue contesting, and that overtime meter just begging to drop as soon as something did. Vito drops, but they will just stick to that payload like glue so far. Still in overtime, and Difficult Tell who has the advantage. But now
there we go.
Coming out here from Tajin will wrap it up. And essentially a full hold there in round 3 for Crisis Red. They have a very good opportunity here to take this in round 4.
Opportunities are abound here on Junkertown. It is currently tied 1-1. We've got Danny DeVito versus Crisis Red here. Best of 5 series, guys. This is exciting. Are you excited, Sarge?
Dude, this is absolutely insane.
I can't tell. Are you excited?
Listen, I can't stream because, you know, people got to sleep, but I will say this is absolutely an intense match, and it's so great to just be a spectator here.
Yeah, front row seats to be sure, and yeah, this final game from the Challenger tier really shaping up the way we hoped it would. Just a back and forth and really a war of these DPS players, the supports getting the mix as well, and just solid fights all the way through, really enjoying it. Coming out again, Tajin for the attackers going Zarya once more. I think they will try that triple tank. See if that pans out for them. Warrior Time trolling us with this little Brigitte pick.
Yeah, under my understanding, Brigitte is actually not allowed to be played in league games just yet. Just waiting for her to be ready for actual in-comp games, which I believe is in 2 weeks, or is that going to be for next season?
It'll be next season.
Okay.
Yeah, for the comp season.
Everything is possible, and here we go. Under 2 minutes, but more time in the bank for Crisis Red as they will be making this first push. WoodyCav playing that Orisa and Lucibro on that Bastion. So here we go. We got the pirate ship coming right out for Crisis Red.
Well, and Dank Techno Jesus tried to go around from the flank and take Lucibro off that Bastion almost immediately and very nearly got it, but also took quite a bit of damage and had to retreat. So nobody dropping just yet, but still Dank Techno in the back here able to get quite a bit of damage, and they'll really need to focus this area before they do anything else. But as I say that, Tage and Lucibro and Swift all getting in the feed here. Crisis Red starting to wrap up a few of these Danny DeVito members, ignoring that fair entirely, wrapping them up there at the end, and Crisis Red looking solid. They do not have far to push the payload.
Not at all, especially with that team wipe there and Bastion setting up right back on there. It's great to see that pirate ship, especially just doing so much work. Lucio trying to get in, maybe going around, do what he can to just stall this point and not let them have it, because they are just inches away, and it does look like they won't be able to make it in time, except for Lucio and Diva go straight into the point, trying to do what damage they can. Lucio Bro actually does go down here. They're popping her ult to try to clear off whoever else they can. Just now the kill feed is actually going towards Danny DeVito. Barely keeping it from that objective and where they have to go.
Techno Jesus is doing a wonderful job, just ruling the skies right now, not being contested whatsoever. As soon as Lucibro was dead, she was able to just take down her opposition. Now they've got less than 30 seconds. Crisis Red needs to get to the point, stay alive, and push this payload forward on this third map.
Early sound barrier here from Warrior Time, just trying to keep Crisis Red on their feet as they come back into this engagement. There's a lot of ultimate though for the defenders, one of them coming out now.
There we go, there we go.
Tactical Fighters looking to catch a couple, but Swift with the coalescence, and Lucibro with the tank mode, getting the kills they need. That's 3 members up. Danny DeVito down. Crisis Red continues to push. In overtime though, they can't afford to get off the point. Self-destruct comes out from Just Buck, will catch Kelos. And it looks like Crisis Red has the advantage coming into this point. Gift trying to do everything he can to stay on, but doesn't have an ult, but Crisis Red cleans up, and they coast into the point, taking Junkertown up now 2-1 in the finals.
Wow.
That was satisfying to watch.
Tajin again on the Tracer doing work, getting the kills that Crisis Red needs to cap this point. So now Danny DeVito, and Crisis Red very used to going down at the beginning of matches, doing so in their semifinal game, but coming back here in similar fashion, now up 2-1. And like you saw from Tracer, from Tajin on the Tracer, just cleaning up. Cards going the way of DeVito, but the win going the way of Crisis Red. Get the map pick from Danny DeVito and see now with backs up against the wall, facing a drop in the playoffs, what they decide to do. We'll be right back.
What a championship.
What a championship. And welcome back. What a final we've had so far from the Challenger tier, and living up to expectations, certainly. Crisis Red now up 2-1 after dropping in the first game to Danny DeVito, looking for an answer back, and they could find it on Horizon Lunar Colony. Salt and Pepper casting with Sarge BKL and Raging Bull. Sarge, what is your immediate takeaway from Junkertown, and what do you think we can expect from an additional 2CP?
You know, I gotta say, just on this map, Junkertown, no matter what both teams played, they seem very similar in time-wise. So, just overall an epic battle. But when it comes to Junkertown, or not Junkertown, Horizon Lunar Colony, it definitely expecting to see that dive back, of course. Farrah pick, I'm not too sure about it, but it will be interesting to see what they pick for this one.
Yeah, that's a very good point. This map not being favored for a Farrah, I tell you what, this is some really satisfying gameplay. What a wonderful championship that we have here for the Challenger Finals. It is now 2-1 Crisis Red. They are playing for the match right now. Danny DeVito on their heels. Something we really haven't seen all season long.
Yeah, kind of surprising to see them in a disadvantaged spot. Definitely pretty solid throughout the season. So looking to regroup here on this kind of assault map. And yeah, Horizon, an interesting pick, but see what it has for us. I think we actually saw a Horizon game go into 6 rounds previously, so that should be exciting to see. We'll see if any swaps come through as well. What do you think will be the difference maker for one of these teams? Obviously, Crisis Red looking right down the throat of a championship. Danny DeVito trying to get back and force that game 5.
This is a great Genji map. I would love to see some Tajian versus Dank Techno-Jesus on the Genji. That would be a lot of fun to see. Now, I like to see a lot of Moira Mercy on this map as well. We've seen both of those characters being played. Swift playing a fantastic Moira there. Warrior of Time was playing Lucio. I have a feeling that that's going to be switched off for maybe a Zenyatta or Mercy as well. You know, this is just a fantastic job by both teams. Congratulations for being in the championship of your Challenger tier, and just some high-octane gameplay going back and forth right now. I expect it even more so on Horizon.
Absolutely. I will say also, I wouldn't even be surprised to see that Symmetra back. As we saw in the first round on Hanamura, we saw that triple tank with Symmetra. Maybe we won't be seeing triple tank paired with Symmetra, but just for the fact that Horizon Lunar Colony really is a good Symmetra map. Nice to see that again.
I would agree. It was an interesting way they used the Symmetra on Hanamura, so maybe a little bit more traditionally with better healer, or maybe not the triple tank, just shifted a little bit. They could find some success with that hero. See what they have for us. Again, Horizon, the pick, we're still getting the readies from both sides, and again, yeah, if you guys are just joining us, passing through OWXL League, finishing up Season 3, this is our playoffs and the finals for the Challenger tier, like I said. And if you're looking to participate in Season 4, the applications for the captains are still open. You can get onto the website, OWXLeague.com, fill out an application, get into the Discord, and send your roster to one of the admins. We'd love to have you. So definitely check that out. Got a lot of previous games in the Twitch archive, or YouTube. We've got a lot of content for you. You can definitely go check that out. Also, our game coming up next week, and we've got the Rivals here final game tomorrow night. Just action all over the place.
Oh, fantastic.
Can't wait for both of those.
Yeah.
The All-Star game, I know they're always some of the most intense games of the season. Just some of the best players from each of the teams fighting off together in one matchup of absolute insanity. Always my favorite to watch and even participate in.
Yeah, the All-Star game last year was a lot of fun, and looking forward similar result this year. Pretty soon, every Sunday, I believe. Excited for that. So, lastly, just wanted to make sure we have no swaps coming through from any side. Looks like that actually we can be similar comps. I'll be switching it up. So yeah, without further ado, we'll get you into Horizon Lunar Colony.
Traveling to Horizon Lunar Colony.
We see assault maps so rarely in just league play, especially with the format from Season 3 where the home team got to pick, or rather we had the weekly maps, and then losing team pick second. You don't often see people lose and then pick Assault. So didn't get to see it a lot. So interesting that we've gotten it out of the 4 games. 2 of them have already been Assault maps. So excited to see a bit of a change here. Still have not seen a hybrid. Also surprising considering how popular that game mode is. But both these teams content here, and the pick from Danny DeFito, the 2CP like they won in the first round. Trying to answer back.
Absolutely, and surprisingly enough, from Team Danny DeFito, we might actually be seeing a quad tank here, and to counteract that, maybe even a Symmetra for Team Crisis Red, and Tajin on the McCree with Warrior on Lucio, WittyCaf on Orisa, JustBuck on that Diva, Lucio Bro on that Symmetra, Swift on Moira.
Triple support.
And it should be interesting to see what they could do against just not maybe not. Doesn't look like they won't have enough damage right away to deal with this quad tank from Danny DeFito.
Rachel, what do you see for these lineups?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Interesting seeing a triple support. Now, Lucibro will be playing a pretty aggressive Symmetra. We've seen him do that before, so that's going to be more of a 2-2-2 comp. But the fact that they've got 3 very squishy characters on Crisis Red against 4 towering tanks for Danny DeFito, I mean, I can almost see Danny DeFito kind of rolling this point here.
Looking to do just that, getting the speed in with Skolvadai, able to get them around the corner and looking to push the point quickly. Not a lot of time off the clock as they begin their engage, but nobody dropping just yet, and both teams trying to stay a little bit strong on the point. It's going to be an interesting defense from Crisis Red backing up just a little bit, able to get Darth Donor out of back, looking positive for them, but Warrior time falls, so now it's a bit even, though they still have actually both teams now out of back, and things starting to look a little more bleak for Crisis Red. Dan DeFito continuing to push and to be able to send in more reinforcements. Tajin falling and Buck falling as well means that Red team should be able to cap this.
Now, Lucibro does have his ult. He does throw that down. The rest of the team of Crisis Red coming back, but it does look like Danny DeFito has found that teleporter. They are able to destroy it. They should be able to take this point with relative ease as they are really staggering Crisis Red here.
And have the teleporter available. Kelos actually pinned the dude directly, JustBuck on Diva directly back into it, and continuing to get the kills once more. Darth Donut finally taking a turn, and they'll cap now. 6:42 going into the second point and looking just as strong as they did on that first Honor point.
Yeah, and as they're pushing here, sticking with quad tank. However, Lucio Bro does actually from Symmetry, he goes to Reaper, able to do just a lot more damage to this quad tank, and they're going to need it, especially if they're going to be holding it here, as they do have the advantage with WittyCaf already going down. They're absolutely just putting so much pressure onto the defense here. It's almost unbearable, and they as they're going down, so many of them are just getting picked. Reaper trying to do what he can. He does actually get the Lucio, but doesn't look like it'd be enough. The tanks are just holding as best they can, and Page now swapping on the Tracer to see what he can do to stall, but just with all this health, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to do enough just to keep it. WittyCaf does go down again here. More ult being popped in along with Diva ult, just trying to do the best they can, just keep this and keep it strong.
Oh yeah, the Diva bomb, a bit benign, but Kelos and the Reinhardt just coming through with the hammer and wrecking a couple, getting the feed again. Dan DeFito finally looking to wrap up the last few members. 5:33 on the point, and almost an identical comprehensive push for them on their initial attack on this assault map. Crisis Red Reeling will have to respond.
Call the fire department, folks, because Danny DeFito, you just cannot put them out. They are doing fantastic here with that quad tank just pushing in right from the get-go. They knew exactly what was going on right from the very beginning, and unfortunately having that 3 support being played by Crisis Red, I could see what they were trying to do, but they really just didn't have enough damage to keep up. So nice job by Danny DeFito there to really take advantage of the squishy characters being played by Crisis Red.
Just an overall absolutely astonishing play so far. But it's just interestingly enough, we do actually see Crisis Red themselves using this quad tank strategy to go against what Team Danny DeVito is going to be having here. It seems like they've almost expected it, trying to pull in that Junkrat maybe to just do as much damage as they can to hold them back.
Yeah, and
But I
again,
will say,
we've seen a few of these games go to multiple rounds, so 533 from Dan DeFito means that it could happen here. But like we saw in Hanamura, they were able to do the full hold. It's a very strong point defense that they have. A lot of damage coming through, and they're doing a little bit more of that here with Darth Thunder on the Junkrat and Dank Techno Jesus on the Soldier. So yeah, looking to power down their opponents behind the gift shield, and we'll see if the quad tank from Crisis Red can push just as effectively.
Yeah, you know, the fact that Dan DeFito they were able to play that quad tank means that they should know the weaknesses. Darth Donut playing that Junkrat has a lot of damage that they can put out there. So I expect Dan DeFito to be very close together. Maybe the Soldier taking the high ground as Crisis Red is starting to push in here onto this fourth map of Lunar Colony. Horizon. Lunar.
And with Team Crisis Red doing almost exactly what Team Dan and DeFito did.
Ooh, big hook.
Just going through that side and doing as much damage as they can, taking down Dank Techno Jesus almost immediately, trying to respond back with as much damage as they can. But WoodyCat does actually go down himself, but picks-wise it does seem decently even, except for Swift actually going down and getting down top dog. Junkrat now using his ult maybe to get pick up who that he can, taking down Swift. Are still just absolutely even between picks here. Jiff finally going down now. This could be an advantage for Team Crisis Red to just do what they can and take this.
Yeah, starting to look really good for them, wrapping up the kills they need. I think Dan DeVito will retreat, so a very early cap here from Crisis Red and similar attacks, but a bit of a tissue paper defense for both sides, as with just under 3 minutes on the clock. Dan DeVito still trying to contest a little bit, but will get stalled out here, and Crisis Red, if they're aggressive, can push this point and have a huge numbers advantage.
Yeah, push in, push in, push in right now is all that I'm thinking in my mind. You've got Dan DeFito down one tank. They should really be attacking that point as hard as they can. And you can see WoodyCat just swinging his hammer. Nice to see him do that. There goes a Zarya ult. Does catch a few there, but unfortunately it does not help out the side of Crisis Red. So the kill's going the way of Dan DeFito here on this second defense.
Ooh, disappointing. Yeah, I think that Graviton was a little enthusiastic, a little too early, and they already had Gift very low before that came out. He was the only one caught in Graviton, so I don't know if they got quite as much value out of that as they wanted, but Dan DeFito, regardless, didn't sacrifice a tick and were able to get back to the point. So still a 30-second advantage on the current time. Crisis Red will have to come back in aggressively, and we know how long these fights on the B point for assault maps can be.
Absolutely, but as this fight is finally going on into point, we actually see a Reaper pulled in here. Reaper along with Junkrat could absolutely do a lot of damage. It could be just what they need to push Crisis Red back and just try to take this point.
Ooh, nice.
Just popping in and Adiva all taking down Jiff and the Lucio. Tajan also going down himself, sadly. But now WoodyCat doing what he can with his smash, getting that D.Va out of the way. This could be large for taking the point here. The other D.Va popping her own ult, getting down Warrior. Jiff now pushing in, seeing what he could do to take down who he can. Lucio bro. Actually, the Reinhardt does respond with his own hammer, taking down. Jiff actually does go down in that fight with both Reinhardts down. This could be very advantageous for Danny DeVito just to take this point and keep it strong. We do actually see Tajan swap back to Tracer here, getting a couple picks and absolutely going in with what he can. And now with these advantages, even with Dank Techno Jesus popping his ult, taking down Warrior, but as far as kills wise, it's definitely an advantage of Team Crisis Red just going in and doing the damage that they need to do to take this point.
I would say they're not focusing targets. They're starting to get the kills now, but they weren't quite focusing targets as quickly as they would have liked. And I think the respawns were coming a little bit too quickly. Now the coalescence coming out here from Ermengarde Bridge to try and stall as long as possible. And now it's really starting to go the way of Crisis Red as they have two ticks. Tajan finally falls, but Buck able to answer one back with self-destruct the other direction, getting his opposite of the mag and they clean up that pilot. Crisis Red still looking pretty solid. Looks like they have the supremacy on the point. But Raging, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of hot action happening right now. You do have that Doomfist that did come out by Dank Techno Jesus, but Crisis Red said, no, not today, and they were able to put him down very quickly. WoodyCat just starting to swing away on that hammer. He does throw down a Earth Shatter there, but doesn't seem to catch anybody. I could be wrong on that one, but he does take out that Moira, and it looks like we are starting to see a different Crisis Red as they're being very aggressive here.
Ooh, that'll do it. Finally able to cap the point. Minute and a half underneath the time by Danny DeVito, but again, multiple rounds on this assault map. Because they're just taking Crisis Red a little bit to warm up, and that's why we saw a rusty Hanamura for them, but definitely came to play here on Horizon, and you'll see what they have on their next attack.
It was interesting to see enough, just for stall purposes. Techno Jesus and Darth did actually swap to Tracer and Doomfist stall. It's been a while since I've seen those pulled against trying to use it against a triple tank strategy. But as I say, that Crisis Red is definitely loving this quad tank strategy, sticking with it, sticking very similar comps. It'll be interesting to see what what Danny DeVito could use to try to do what they can to just prepare themselves for it.
Looks like it is Dank Techno Jesus going Roadhog perhaps for the defender. Starts on it on the Junkrat. They've already got their supports pick, trying to sort who else is going to go. Maybe DPS or tank. They actually might triple tank in this defense, and maybe that's what we'll see from Danny DeVito as Kellis now goes D, but yeah, Cable goes Reinhardt. So a nice, strong kind of bastion defense for them. I like it. For the attackers, like I said, quad tank. We can see if they can break through just as quickly. But in what could be their championship kind of final game here, Crisis Red really looking to push this aggressively. Danny DeVito still holding on and looking to get the win on Horizon New Colony and force that 5th map and have their shot at the championship. Now the attackers coming around the corner. Crisis Red, very similar approach that they did last time. Tage getting pulled early and could be in a very difficult spot if it could bubble up, but does fall, and that's a strong pick for the defenders, able to take down that tank early. WoodyCap swinging big, getting healed as well, and they may just have to retreat though. And solid to lose Tage that early, or difficult to lose Tage that early. Really a swift falling, WoodyCap dropping as well, and that will be a cleanup for Danny DeVito.
Absolutely, Danny DeVito just trying to use as more tanks as they possibly can just to go against this quad tank strategy. And Tajin does actually swap to Bastion here, interestingly enough, going on attack. So it should be interesting to see him just do what he can, putting in as much damage as he can in the background. But as far as ult economy goes, Swift is slowly approaching onto his, but Techno and Darth Donut having theirs just about, and Jiff even with his. So, Solus does actually get picked here by the Roadhog, getting taken down. Diva getting demeched as well. Just Crisis Red absolutely putting in the damage that they need here and doing what they can to just take this point and get on it and keep it as long as they can. Ults going back and forth from both teams. Lucio Bro using his own, getting who he can, but does actually go down by Mora and Darth Donut using their ults to respond against the team. And now picks going in favor of Danny DeVito. They could be taking this back and not letting them have it at all. Now,
big!
Excellent combo with that Reinhardt Chanter and Just Buck. You'll be using both their ults just to take down those 3. Just absolutely magnificent plays with just the Diva and Roadhog final up down here. Tajin should be able to clean up with Reinhardt coming in, which doesn't seem like it's going to be enough to keep this point. Diva using her ult to clean up who she can, but not getting anyone. This definitely will be a point for Crisis Red.
Danny DeVito doing the best that they can. They are sort of trickling in here, and Crisis Red could take advantage of that if they are able to make these picks and sort of stagger Danny DeVito. If Danny DeVito was smart, they would sort of pull back a little bit, as this fight is absolutely lost to them. Trying to stall out as much time as they can. I understand what they're trying to do here, but both the tanks of Danny DeVito are back on the point there. Nice job by WoodyCap with the smash, and Buck with the self-destruct by Diva. So that was able to allow them to take that point, and now a huge fight is breaking out on the second point here on Horizon Lunar Colony.
Yeah, ults all over the places. Now we've got a sound barrier coming out from your time. Just keep everybody strong. It's Tajin with a double pulse bomb, getting the Diva out of mech, taking down the pilot, getting another kill, and Tajin just unstoppable on this Tracer, just melting people.
That's 5.
And yeah, able to start capping this point very quickly. Skulbadai trying to get back, but already incredibly low, able to shut down. And what a cap on B for Crisis Red. Minute 33 left on the clock, and they're not done yet.
Wow. That's all I could say for that. Just Tajin swapping to Tracer, doing so much damage and just getting his ult so quickly. That was definitely a powerful play from Crisis Red. Just the combos and the ult combos, just absolutely just pairing up. The grouping up was absolutely amazing to see.
Public service announcement. Tajin, don't play any other hero besides Tracer. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have an answer for him. It seems like he keeps trying to go to other heroes, but we'll go back to that Tracer when things start getting dicey, and it seems to be working out for Crisis Red. Yeah, if it ain't broke, do not fix it. I don't know why. We see the swaps from all the other sides. He finally settles in on Tracer and they clean up in 4 seconds. So it'll be important for them to be conscientious of that and kind of build their comps around his Tracer play. For Danny DeFito, I think they have a new priority, if they haven't realized that already. But now, looking for their attack, I actually like this attack coming out from Danny DeFito. Dank Techno Jesus trying to get in up above with Pharaoh while the triple tank goes in underneath. They've got Burr on the Mercy, and it looks pretty solid. We'll see if they can break through Lucibro here on the Reaper. That could make things a little bit difficult. They've got a triple tank they're up against, so it really should be a matter of who can break through. Though with Burr on the Mercy and the damage boost on deck, I feel like they may have a slight upper hand, but it remains to be seen.
Yeah, that definitely the upper hand definitely seems to be potentially in favor of Danny DeFito, just with how much healing they're gonna have with this fight here coming up, versus the Lucio and Zenyatta. As much as healing they can do, they just overall that team is just gonna have lesser healings. But with Danny DeVito pushing in from the exact same side as we saw here, getting in behind it, just doing as much damage as it can directly on point. Swift actually taking down top dog here, but kills finally going in favor of Team Crisis Red. It does look like they're going to be holding it just for the fact that they took down Pharmacy almost immediately.
Yeah, able to shut that down. It's interesting though to see with the how often we see the upper right hand side attack from most sides, that each side on this attack have come down this lower left. But what were you about to say, Raging?
I was about to say something very similar to that, and that Lucibro did a nice job there staggering GIF. GIF was trying to get back with the rest of his team, but he did get distracted by that Reaper there, and the Reaper was able to win that team fight.
Coming back on this subsequent engagement, looking to get some of that damage through, and Dank Techno just getting damage boosted. It's going to be a left side push once more for Danny DeVito, and they've actually kind of isolated Lucibro here on the Reaper, and now they found Swift 63 in the background. It's too split up for Crisis Red, and they actually could get shut down here on their defense. They may pay for it as DTJ is able to take down Swift. Lucibro able to enter one back on Darth Donut, but Crisis Red kind of allowed a little bit of a gap in their armor, and we'll see if Danny DeVito can capitalize.
And there we go with the Zarya ult. Dank Techno Jesus doing the best that he can with the Fair ult. Lucibro coming out with the die. Nice job by him. It does take out 4. Counts for 4 of those 6 kills in that team fight.
Yeah, definitely a beautiful hold, just overall with absolutely powerful damage from Team Crisis Red. Doesn't appear to have swaps just yet, but as in terms for ult economy, Danny DeVito definitely does have a lot of percentage, but the only one with the actual ult is Lucio, versus WittyCaf and Just Buck having their ults for this next fight along with Swift. So they're definitely going to have a lot of endurance for this. But Danny DeVito going in with the exact same side again, using dropping the beat, and Ryan going in to see what he can do, but sadly getting stuck in. But actually does use Shatter to get what he can, and this does leave it opening for Danny DeVito to push in. But the Ryan does go down here. Crisis Red still just holding as best they can. Tajin getting the kills that he needs to get in. Swift does actually go down here again by Farrah popping her ult, not getting, just barely finishing off both of those supports. But Tajin does actually get that Pharmacy again, along with Jiff. Just Tajin absolutely going in these matches and taking names and just doing a phenomenal job. Whatever hero he plays, really, almost.
So just a little bit too low altitude there for Dank Techno Jesus. We saw 2 kind of desperation rocket barrages in that last team fight, and again, just not quite getting as much value out of those ultimates. Crisis Red looking very good on their defense so far, and you really got to call out the supports in that last team fight, time before last rather. Swift falling early. It looked like Dan DeVito was really going to have an opportunity to push in, but Warrior time to lose the sound barrier, keep everybody alive on point, and everybody else just wrapping up. So it's looking really good for Crisis Red, and as this game draws on, they're looking a little tighter, and Dan DeVito, we'll just have to try and figure out a way to respond. Coming back in for this next engagement, though, Bird trying to damage boost Dank Techno Jesus as much as possible, but the aggression coming out from Crisis Red will take down that support. With both supports down now though for Crisis Red as a self-destructing Droopy Dark Donut. Things looking a little bleak for the team of blue, and I think Dan DeVito might be able to wrap this up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking here too. And Danny DeVito, they have got to be playing with a fire in their belly right now. You know, this is for the match point for Team Crisis Red. So Danny DeVito really does need, they must win this match to force it into a Game 5 if they want to take home the championship.
Able to do so, but not a lot of time added on. 1 minute 52 seconds. It's still a minute 33 in the time bank for their opponents, so we'll have to be aggressive about this attack. But Crisis Red licking their lips here, knowing they don't have too many stalls to get through between them and the championship, so we're going to close it out here. Again, Danny DeVito with other ideas. Tank Techno Jesus again with a Rocket Barrage, looks for a good opportunity to use it. It's able to take down Warrior Time, which will make it easier. Gets one here, grabs a kill, and it's 3 down for Crisis Red. This defense could fall apart very quickly for them if they're not careful.
And now with only a few remaining from Crisis Red, with almost all of their members, Danny DeVito will be taking this point with power. Just whether or not they could keep it, especially with Team Crisis Red on defense trying to do what they can. Swap and Reaper just trying to get the damage in. They're just trying to stall as much as they can, because at this point each second counts, especially with this Pharah going in, doing as much damage as it can. The wheel being popped, getting Swift down as well. It's just overall members wise, Danny DeVito is definitely staying in here with as many people as they can and doing as much powerful plays as he possibly can. Winston popping his ult to poop whoever he can off the point. But overall, Lucio Bro just staying in the back, doing what he can as Reaper getting those picks that they need to clean up. But Tajin going down by that Pharah. Diva Bomb being popped up to clean up whoever he can. Only gets that Pharah. Dark Techno Jesus does actually use her ult onto that Orisa, taking her down. Swift responding onto that Lucio, but overall just a fight on point. Everyone's hopping around trying to do what they can to get to who they can. But Crisis Red finally does seem to be taking these advantage and taking down the final few. And they will be keeping this point with only like 15 seconds remaining. Danny DeVito is definitely going to have to make some type of powerful play if they want to stay in this.
10 seconds representing the championship for Crisis Red here. Let's look at this last push here, Sultan. What do we got?
And Lucibro coming around the back, has a Death Blossom looking to catch the rest of Danny DeVito off guard. Now the fight really breaking out. We're in overtime, and this is it for Danny DeVito. Everything to play for here, and looking to get in as quickly as possible. It's fighting the back between this Diva and the Lucibro. Lucibro, he's just trying to get that Diva out of mech in order to be able to use his Death Blossom, but it may not even matter. Crisis Red already starting to clean up. It's going to be just a few members trying to contest with Lucibro coming through with maybe the final Death Blossom that could just do it here for Crisis Red. Overtime meter starts to tick down. Things are looking good for them. Last second contest from Dark's on it won't matter, and that is it. Crisis Red taking the challenge to the finals. What a game.
Yeah, phenomenal job by Crisis Red. They did go down that first map, but they do come back with the staunch offense here this time instead of the defense. Lucibro doing a nice job on the Reaper, and here we see a nice Death Blossom.
Yeah,
absolutely, it seems
able to wrap up, but just really solid. Sorry, what were you about to say?
I was going to say it was absolutely great to see Lucio Bro just all throughout these matches just doing a great job on DPS along with Tajin. Just it's a great job by both teams in all reality.
Yeah, and then as soon as Lucibro did switch over to DPS, that was what won it for Crisis Red overall. Nice job, guys.
Just really solid game. We'll get some post-game thoughts and just kind of recap what we saw there on Horizon when we come back. Oh, and what a game. Could not ask for a better finals from these teams. Dan DeVito falling just short there after a very strong showing in the regular season to make it to these playoffs. Crisis Red started the end of the season the way they started it, on top after a win. So just impressive to get that win from them. Man, and just what can you even say after that? Just Sarge, what are your thoughts?
All I can say is really just absolutely not only phenomenal job, but it's just overall both teams just being such good players and just overall dominating and just being so shown out throughout this season. But I will say all throughout the matches, just for overall people, what they chose wise, it definitely seemed to be that Crisis Red was just on more top of that for team. What do you got to say, Ragin?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. But first off, congrats to both teams. You both made it to the championship. Crisis Red, congratulations to you for winning this championship. You came in as the 1 seed. You leave the champion of your challenger tier. Nice job, guys, there. My analysis here, Dan DeVito had a fantastic season. Crisis Red had a fantastic season. Crisis Red, Tajan and Lucibro, watching Lucibro come in, he was playing support to begin with there. He was able to switch over to the DPS, did a very nice job on the DPS for Crisis Red to support Tajan. Tajan, your Tracer is nutty. That's all I can tell you. Dan DeVito, you guys played wonderful. Dank Techno Jesus, keep on that fare, buddy. It's just nasty, and that was a great game all around.
Oh, yeah, and not much more you can say. I appreciate you guys watching. And again, if you're looking forward to getting in some of this action for Season 4, definitely check out the website, OWXL.com, for all of that content. You can sign up on there, and we'll get you sorted for some of the admins. Make sure you get in the Discord channel as well. Links on the website. And yeah, do not miss the Rival Tier Final. If you're looking for just as exciting games, it's Hogpen Esports, the 1 seed, coming in against Spicy Boys, the 3 seed. So another very similar look here. And God, that one is going to be a solid game as well. So definitely make sure you are here, ready to watch it on OWXL on Twitch. But yeah, again, congratulations to Crisis Red for their championship. I think, yeah, just a solid game from them. And what can you say?
Last thing to say, again, All-Star game coming up. Season 4 applications we are taking right now. Get your teams in, guys. This is a ton of fun. Our community is awesome. Keep being awesome to each other as well. And, lastly, OXCJ, you did see him play a little bit. Jay, thank you for starting this league. This has been a fantastic Season 3. You started out over a year ago. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you taking the initiative and the charge to have, what is it, like 400 people now in our community?
Close to 500.
Wow, just real phenomenal. So that's it, man.
The commish. Yeah, and again, just like you said, shout out to Jay for making all this happen and all the admins who work behind the scenes, make sure they can bring you all this solid content. Like I said,
thank you, Sultan.
Season not quite over yet, but yeah, it's Rival Tier Championship tomorrow night, and then we got the All-Star game on Sunday. So make sure you are locked in and subscribe to the OWXL League here. We are just excited to bring all this content to you. But yeah, that'll do it for us. So for OWXL for the Challenger tier, congratulations, Crisis Red. Sarge for Raging Bull, Salt and Pepper. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
So back in here, where it left off in the finals, doing well so far. An early pull though from Warrior Time will maybe advantage the defenders. We got a shorter respawn now, so things could look a little better. The Rocket Barrage comes out from Dank Techno Jesus, takes down both sides, use it now. Mercy caught the back, Melly getting balls immediately. It's Witty Cap coming back, taking a lot of damage. And now an ultimate coming through, but still the kill feed going away again. It's a solid triple from Jay that maybe the initiation they need. Throwing the shot onto Lucibro, taken out of the sky, and Witty Cap dropping the point as well. Somebody starts to take back as everybody's starting to come in, trying to test, but kills continuing to go the way of the defenders, and it's just looking really solid.
Yeah, the ult economy going in the way of Danny DeVito. They do have 2 ults, 2 Crisis Reds 1. There goes a Genji Blade as well as the the Fair ult.
For Danny DeVito, but as we talk about ults, Tajan actually pops his, taking down that Mercy. And with Jif going down as well, they might be able to just take this point right back. But they Victor and Jesus using his ult to take down 2. So overall, even picks, but popping her ult, getting these picks, and it will be going for the side of Danny DeVito. Tajin
answered one back, able to get Obadiah, and now Tarzana just going the catalyst for Crisis Red.
Especially with the fact that Team Crisis Red is absolutely just getting these picks that they need, and just having the Winston left just to finish him off. They will be taking this.
Absolutely, that's what I was about to say. Farah doing some, having some pressure onto his opposition right now. They don't, excuse me, Dane DeVito does not have a hit scan character to be taking care of that. Ooh, big pulse!
Let's do some damage from the back. And with Pat Shatter actually coming down here, getting Jif, taking him down, and this could be their huge opportunity to maybe get Bastion on payload and
push in.
Take the. But they're definitely pushed up as much as they can, keeping Team Crisis Red from just doing anything really. With a lot of pressure going on to WoodyCat, he goes down himself, and definitely having a huge opportunity, but still they're ignoring the pick. They're definitely pushed up as much as they can, keeping Team Crisis Red from just doing anything really. With a lot of pressure going on to WoodyCat, he goes down himself, and definitely having a huge opportunity, but still they're ignoring the
that shield up. Could be in a tough spot, getting pretty good heal. Now it's thanks to Jesus. Dragon Blade.
Oh, huge!
As much damage and overall just pressure as they can. WoodyCat now down below alone, but Dank Technologies is going up top and taking down Lucio with his Dragon Blade, and Swift going down as well. Just Crisis Red is just falling, doing as much damage and overall just pressure as they can. WoodyCat now down below alone, but Dank Technologies is going up top and taking down Lucio with his Dragon Blade, and Swift going down as well.
Him out of the skies there, Justy Buck getting demeched right now. Not really favoring Crisis Red. Come on, guys, stay together, stay together, stay together.
Yeah, waited for that TV to come out of back, and as soon as that happened, Tarzana.
Now, Lucibro does have his ult. He does throw that down. The rest of the team of Crisis Red coming back, but it does look like Dane DeVito has found that teleporter. They are able to destroy it. They should be able to take.
Swift, Lucibro able to enter one back on Donut, but Crisis Red kind of allowed a little bit of a gap in the armor, and we'll see if Dane DeVito can capitalize.
And there we go with the Zarya ult.
Again, Dane DeVito with other ideas. Thank you, Jesus again with the rock rush, looks for a good opportunity to use it. It's able to take down Warrior time, a little bit easier. Gets one here, grabs a kill, and it's 3 down for Crisis Red. This defense could fall apart very quickly.
Oh.